Is the new Resident Evil film going to suck because we're not going to see Jill's beret or Chris Redfield's delicious six-pack abs? You know he's hiding some meat pockets underneath that shirt. Now let's get into the trailer breakdown.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I want to be a fighter like you.
Oh, let it burn! Let it burn!
Did you miss me?
You have to shoot them in the head. They always come back.
The boat can leave now. Tell the crew.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Good luck.
Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake. Today we're going to be talking all about the brand new Resident Evil 2026 trailer coming from director Zach Cregger. I am so excited to get into this. This is easily one of the films I am the most excited for moving into the rest of the year. But before we do that, please make sure to like this video and subscribe for more horror movie updates just like this. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members for keeping the lights on around here. Now let's get into the trailer breakdown. Before we talk about today's new trailer, let's recap some of the things we already know about Zach Cregger's Resident Evil. This reimagining of the Resident Evil video game IP follows Brian, played by Austin Abrams, last seen in Zach Cregger's Weapons, a medical courier who unwittingly finds himself in a non-stop race for survival as one fateful, horrifying night collapses around him in chaos. Recently compared to Mad Max Fury Road by a fan who got to see this one early, the 8th installment of the Resident Evil movie franchise arrives via Sony on September 18th. Zach Cregger, one of the hottest horror directors in Hollywood right now, is directing the film from a script he co-wrote with Shay Hatton, who also co-wrote John Wick's chapters 3 and 4. Co-starring alongside Austin Abrams are a few people I don't really think we saw in today's trailer, including Zach Cherry, Callie Reese, Paul Walter Hauser, and Jono Wilson. The trailer starts off with Brian in the middle of snowy nowhere as he goes up to this house looking for a phone. He calls his girlfriend saying that he's in the middle of some shit, not sure if he's going to survive the night or even be able to talk to her again.
I'm in like a seriously fucked up situation right now.
We soon learn why he feels that way as we get to see some of the creatures that are hunting him. There seems to be some T-virus zombies attacking him in a hospital here, an Evil Dead Rise amalgamation of bodies coming out of this front door here, and my boy Pete here who's just hanging out in the sewers. Pete is chill as fuck. If you ever find yourself in the sewers, make sure to stop by Pete's place. Another big thing I noticed about today's trailer is that there are references to all kinds of other zombie projects throughout this thing. If it's the fast zombies jumping off of buildings and dropping to the ground exploding into blood, that is so World War Z. The hospital setting and closing the door, barricading it with a horde of zombies on the other side, that reminds me so much of The Walking Dead. And Austin Abrams gearing up with weapons as well as a boomstick is awfully groovy, baby. If that ain't an Evil Dead 2 reference, then I don't know what the hell's going on here. You can definitely see the Mad Max Fury Road comparison on display here. This whole movie looks very intense from today's teaser. While we're not seeing a ton of references to the video games, no Umbrella Corporation logos, and no lickers running around with their nasty little tongues everywhere. Ugh. We are seeing a film that looks to capture the feelings of playing a Resident Evil video game. I personally really love the choice of making essentially just an ordinary guy the focal character in your storyline. I mean, most Resident Evil films are about BSAA agents or STARS agents who are like these super badass like secret agents who are coming in to stop the virus. It's like this puts you in the driver's seat essentially. Not all of us are crazy ripped secret agents who are looking to stop viruses from taking over the world. This is a little more of a relatable situation that most of the Resident Evil stories that we know about thus far haven't really done. I understand if you're a fan of Resident Evil and you're upset that this movie is taking such a hard left out of what we know about this IP, but also you gotta think about where the movie franchise in particular is at right now. There were 6 Resident Evil movies with Milla Jovovich that used elements from the video games, but didn't necessarily adapt the exact stories to the screen. I think the closest thing we got to that in the Paul W.S. Anderson films is likely Resident Evil Apocalypse, right? Am I kinda just saying that because it also takes place in Raccoon City and has Nemesis as the big bad? I mean, yeah, kinda. But the last entry we got in the movie franchise was Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, a commercial failure. I didn't love that movie, so to say, which mostly adapts the story from the second video game as well as parts of 1. But the biggest problem with it overall is I just don't really feel like it did anything too new to render a movie. I played Resident Evil 2 before, both the original and the remake. It rocks. It's one of the best Resident Evil games out there, but I didn't necessarily need a movie recapping that entire story. You definitely got to think about it from this perspective, in the sense that why would they take the same approach as the commercial failure from this franchise? I mean, say what you want about the Mila Jovovich movies, all of those made a lot of money, dude. Those were pretty big successes, and Welcome to Raccoon City wasn't. That's really the only film in the entire Resident Evil movie franchise that is stuck very, very, very close to the story. Why would they repeat that same approach after that one totally bombed? Zach Cregger is essentially taking a similar approach to what Paul W.S. Anderson did with the franchise, but it is a little different, of course. Yes, it is action and B-movie focused with a whole new story that essentially this fella came up with. But, and maybe this is just subjective, I think Zach Cregger is the better filmmaker of the two in question here. I love me some cheesy Paul W.S. Anderson flicks, okay? They're fun for what they are, but Zach Cregger, I mean, come on now. Weapons and Barbarian, those are some very sophisticated high-level horror films that might be some of the best of the entire decade. Whatever Zach does with Resident Evil, it's probably still gonna be really good, if not an actual story from one of the Resident Evil games. I mean, there is an effort being made here to preserve the legacy of Resident Evil. Zach Cregger specifically set this movie during the events of Resident Evil 2 in Raccoon City. Director Zach Cregger has even told IGN, "I feel like this movie takes place alongside the events of Resident Evil 2. I like to think that everything that's going on in the police station could be happening in this world. This is just another dude on another mission on the other side of town. There's snow on the ground, so it's a different time period. Yes, we're changing things up, but again, I like the idea of zombies in the snow. That's fun to me." It's give and take with this stuff. There's some things that are like the video games, there's some things that are a brand new vision from Zach Cregger. Some other big Easter eggs that'll be included in the film will be weapon progression and also creature mechanics, so maybe today's teaser just didn't show some of the iconic monsters from this series. There is still hope that Nemesis and some lickers will be running around, fingers crossed. I have a lot of faith in this film, and I think it could be the very best Resident Evil movie. What do you guys think about Zach Cregger's Resident Evil? Are you excited for this one? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.